Welcome to the Faculty of Education First Year Online Induction Program. My name is Dr. Martha Matashu. I'm the Director for School of Commerce, Social Studies in Education. I'm going to make a presentation to you entitled Basic Financial Literacy Principles for First Year Students. It is very important for us to discuss financial literacy principles for first-year university students. This is because research has shown that first-year university students, usually aged 18 to 25 years, are at a very important, distinct stage of their life cycle. This stage is characterized by the overall transition from high school to university. It is challenging, yet rewarding, if a student can prepare themselves to master it. With regard to financial welfare, the first year into university marks the beginning of a stage of financial independence and responsibility. First year in university is a distinct period for students because this is where they start to manage their money independently without parental supervision, monitoring, and control. These young people start to deal with money challenges such as paying bills, keeping a budget, having a bank card, perhaps for the first time in their names. Yet still, very little is known about the processes by which young adults acquire financial skills and literacy during the critical transition period of emerging from high school to adulthood. And these skills, or the absence thereof of these skills, influence their well-being in general, both in the short and long term. The methods and processes through which the first-year students are expected to acquire the desired financial behavior, knowledge, and habits has not been formalized into a curriculum. Instead, it is based on the assumption that they are supposed or are expected to know. In particular, there's no financial education that exists in the formal education curriculum that train the students during this transition period. It is therefore very important to have an understanding of basic financial literacy for first-year students. The absence of financial literacy prevails against a background where research has shown that the way one manages their money that they have or have received, it has consequences on the future success and happiness. Since financial behaviors and habits have a significant effect on the short and long-term success of the first-year university students, yet there is an absence of a formal education through which knowledge on financial literacy can be acquired, it is imperative to have this presentation on basic financial literacy principles for first-year university students. Financial literacy relates to the state of possessing knowledge and skills that enables one to be in a position to make informed decisions and effective decisions about their financial resources that one has got. There are different theories that have provided a basis for understanding the development of financial behavior and attitude. In particular, I'll focus on the planned behavior theory together with the theory of reasoned action. These two theories suggest that human beings behave in a conscious manner with consideration to all the available information. It therefore means that financial behavior is shaped by the available information that we have gathered and have considered in our financial decision making. Financial decision thus involves information collection and creation of knowledge that can affect attitude towards the use of money. So young adults' attitude, values, knowledge about finance are influenced by planned behaviors such as knowledge and information they have acquired, and such information can be acquired from different sources such as family, peers, financial education, and these all have influence on the young adult's attitude, values, and knowledge about their finances in the future and presently. These attitude values, together with other norms, influence an individual behavior, their intentions, as well as financial identity, and in turn influence the overall financial behavior of the individual. The question that I think now is arising is, how can one develop financial behavior and attitude? Developing financial behavior involves acquiring the ability and capacity to understand the overall impact of financial decisions based on the circumstances, contexts such as one's personal, family, society, community, and country's context. It also involves the ability for one to make right decisions related to cash management. Financial behavior is thus a very important human behavior that is relevant to money management aspects such as financial decision making, acquiring knowledge, financial literacy on the use and acquisition of money. Financial behavior decision making relates to the ability to focus, judge, and evaluate financial information. Financial literacy principles provide the basic knowledge that is necessary for developing sound financial behavior and attitude. It therefore means that financial behavior and attitude can be developed through an understanding of knowledge and practicing of 5 key financial literacy principles. That is namely budgeting, understanding interest rates, prioritizing saving, credit debt cycle, identifying issues of theft, and safety. I'm now going to spend a moment discussing budgeting, which is actually going to be the major focus of my presentation. Creating and maintaining a budget is one of the most basic, important way of ensuring that one develops a sound financial behavior and practices. This is because budgeting is a process of planning, organizing, controlling, and effectively managing the resources in order to achieve a goal. Budget is therefore very important for attaining sound financial behavior and attitude. So the budgeting process involves a number of processes, elements, and practices. I'm going to present about 9 key processes and elements that are necessary for you to be able to prepare your budget. Firstly, identify and establish the source of your income or the amount that is allocated or is available for use at a specific given period of time. For example, some of you are sponsored by your NSFAS or by your parents and you get maybe a monthly allowance. So that actually becomes your source of income. Set the goal to be attained. Remember, the reason why you're getting the income is for you to finance yourself through your years here in the university. So set the goal to be attained. Identify and plan for expenditure to be incurred in order to achieve the goal. For example, your expenses will include food, clothing, rent, data, stationery, textbooks, etc. The next step would be for you to take note of the fact that some of the expenses are once-off whilst others are recurring. Then you need to make a calculation of your money that is available and subtract the expenses in order for you to establish if expenditure was within your budget. The process of budgeting will help you to analyze, monitor, control the patterns of one's expenditure. It also helps you to identify tendencies to deviate from the planned and intended expenses and hold one accountable for your financial welfare. It is very important to guard against any repetitive behavior of overspending by prioritizing your expenses and focusing on necessities. Understanding your budget is the first step towards the development of your financial behavior and a healthy attitude. Budget will help one to start developing a positive financial behavior and attitude. However, this process requires discipline. There are many ways of developing a health financial budget as a first-year university student. In this presentation, I'm going to highlight 8 ways of doing so. Firstly, identify and prioritize your necessities and spend money first on necessities. Plan for any purchases of once-off items that are not necessities. Minimize impulsive buying, spending by pausing and thinking first. Train and exercise the art of delayed gratification. Wait a little bit to purchase luxury items and do so when you have gathered enough money at a future time. Purchase items when their retailers are offering discounts and sales promotions. Keep your lifestyle within your means and focus on pursuit of your success in your academic and future life. Exercise financial discipline and improve your knowledge and financial literacy. Develop a culture of saving. So basically, those are some of the ways that you can help to improve your financial budget as well as to develop a positive financial behavior. Another aspect that is related to financial literacy is savings, interest rates, debt traps, and issues of theft and safety. Here, unfortunately, most of the time our society emphasizes consumption and spending than on saving and investing. Financial behavior is often influenced by the perception that we should buy nice, expensive things to enhance our personality, behavior, and identity and overall purpose and happiness in life. However, if we could change from the attitude of spending more money than we have, focus on how to develop a healthy financial behavior and attitude, then we can improve our chances of success and happiness. Avoid getting trapped in a debt and credit by overspending on luxury items that are not necessities. Good financial behaviors also include a simple act such as ensuring safety of your money at the bank by keeping your bank card and your password safe. There are several benefits of understanding financial literacy principles, such as it improves the overall well-being of a university student in addition to helping you to meet your academic goals. It also places a student on a path of financial behavioral development, improve your overall understanding of basic financial behaviors such as cash management, credit management, savings, and credit use. It also decreases financial stress. Students with more positive attitude towards money were found by research to be able to pay their bills on time, having a budget in place, and saving for the future. This implies that students with a positive financial behavior are likely to have reduced the risk of incurring debts and financial stress in the future. It is important, therefore, to develop a positive financial behavior, attitude, and knowledge during a student's years in university. There are several disadvantages of lack of knowledge of financial principles. The negative consequences of irresponsible financial behavior, especially for young adults who are financially at risk, can impede their success in academics, threaten the mental and physical health. Research from economic psychology has found that the higher financial stress is associated with higher levels of psychological and physical distress. So it is very important for a university student to develop sound financial literacy and health financial behavior. Adverse financial outcomes can also negatively affect interpersonal and family relations, and hence an individual's overall success in life. In conclusion, it is important for a first-year student to invest their time on acquiring and furthering their knowledge of financial literacy. This is because this will help them to broaden their understanding and influence them to develop sound financial behavior and attitude that may contribute to their short-term and long-term success in their academic and future life. Therefore, as a starting point, it is important to remember, budget your money to achieve your academic success and future happiness. Thank you. Wishing you a productive and a prosperous academic years at the Northwest University.